What's happening above us might just be the most important event in human history. We're not talking theories or science fiction. We're talking about physical contact, real technology, and undeniable proof from another planet, another intelligence, another system entirely. And if even a fraction of it is true, it changes everything. In the blazing heat of the Nevada desert lies one of the most secretive places on Earth, a place where facts blur with fiction, and where the government says very little. You know the name, Area 51. But today, we focus on something even deeper, a place called S4, a hidden facility just south of Area 51. And one man says he worked there. This is the story of Bob Lazar, the man who claims he helped reverse engineer alien spacecraft for the U.S. government. For over 30 years, Lazar has shocked the world with one extraordinary claim after another. He says the U.S. has alien vehicles, and not just wreckage, intact, functional craft. 9 of them, in fact. And according to Lazar, they're powered by something never before seen on Earth, Element 115, a mysterious substance so powerful, he says, it can bend gravity itself, and it's the key to interstellar travel. Lazar described the hangars at S4, carved into the mountainside. Inside, saucer-shaped crafts sat motionless. He says the one he worked on had a propulsion system unlike anything on Earth, powered by Element 115, capable of generating gravity waves and cloaking itself by bending light around its body. He called the model he worked on the sport model. Its metallic surface, he said, felt like liquid titanium. At its core was a semi-sphere that emitted a gravitational force field. That's the difference, Lazar insists. Humanity can create electromagnetic fields, but gravity? We haven't even scratched the surface. Even more strange, the craft's interior. The seats? Built for beings the size of toddlers. And during his time there, he says he once glimpsed 2 men in lab coats speaking with something small, long-armed, and clearly not human. Decades later, Lazar clarified, he believed it was a dummy used to test proportions. But the base staff had a nickname for them, the kids. His time at S4 ended abruptly. He was fired after sneaking friends into the desert to secretly watch a saucer test flight. They were caught by local authorities, and shortly after, Lazar's employment, and all records of it, were wiped clean. Around the same time, sightings of strange lights and aircraft began flooding in. Rumors swirled, but Lazar's story broke through. Some saw him as a hoaxer. Others, a whistleblower of historic proportions. His background didn't help. He claimed degrees from Caltech and MIT, but neither school had record of him. He said he worked at Los Alamos National Laboratory, yet official records disagreed. The only evidence was a phone book showing his name listed under a contractor company that serviced the lab. In 1990, Lazar was arrested for involvement in a high-tech brothel operation, further damaging his credibility. But the timing raised eyebrows. Was it really about the charges? Or was it another step to discredit him? He did provide one physical document, a W-2 tax form listing him as paid by the Department of Naval Intelligence. But critics quickly pointed out no such department exists. The Navy does have an Office of Naval Intelligence, but not a department. Still, years later, something strange happened. In 2003, Russian scientists created a synthetic element, Element 115, later named Moscovium. In 2013, it was added to the periodic table. But there's a catch. It's highly unstable, decaying in less than a second. It's nothing like what Lazar described. He insisted the element he worked with was stable, non-radioactive, powerful, and beyond anything on Earth. So is it a different isotope? Or was he wrong? Then, in 2017, the FBI and local police raided Lazar's business. Officially, the raid was linked to a murder investigation involving the chemical thallium, but his supporters were convinced it was about Element 115. When asked if he still had some of it, Lazar simply said, "If I did, I wouldn't tell you." Despite the scrutiny, Lazar never backed down. He still runs a scientific equipment business. In 2019, he published his autobiography, Dreamland. And in 2018, filmmaker Jeremy Corbell brought his story to the world in a hit Netflix documentary, Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. Soon after, Lazar appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience, reaching millions of viewers. Then in 2020, the New York Times confirmed something chilling. The U.S. government was still running a secret program to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena, long after claiming it had shut down. Suddenly, Lazar's decades-old claims didn't sound so far-fetched. If he's telling the truth, It means the U.S. government has been hiding contact with extraterrestrial intelligence for decades, keeping technology, discovery, and perhaps answers from the public. But if he's lying, why has the government gone to such lengths to discredit him? Is something enormous being kept from U.S.? And if so, why? If you believe this story needs to be heard, or you're just as curious as we are, go ahead and check out the next video on our channel. There's more truth out there, and we're just getting started.